Sound check. Oops. Sound check. Sound check. All right. Oh. All right. Talofa live, everybody. Hope you guys can hear me over there. All right. Hearing myself in the headphones, so I'm going to take that off. All right. So today we're going to do intro to verb phrases, and we're going to do a quick review of what we did last time, of last week. So this is the second week, and welcome to the third class of the Mato Samoan language class of Talofa Talk. This is your first time. This is a beginner class, so we're starting all the way from the beginning. Last week we did pronunciation. Where is my thing? Uh-oh. All right, so anyway, last week we did pronunciation, and we also did intro to verb subject phrases. So that's when we identify things. We just point at something and we say, ole ta'avale, ole fale, ole komiputa. So remember that. So today we're going to get into something a little bit different. Why are... It looks like I'm missing some things here. Okay, here we go. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that. I apologize, I don't have the big slide thing up here. I don't know what's going on. But in week one, we did, again, like I said, we did pronunciation, and then we did our definition exercises. So remember, you get your flashcards, and instead of just learning the word, you put it into the Samoan subject phrase. And what is the Samoan subject phrase? Just for review, it is, remember we would say something like, ole fale manaya, okay? And I'm gonna go kind of fast on this because again, this is all review. You can go to pacificapages.net/free class and then go to the link where it says class 1 and class 2, and you'll see all of this stuff. The whole class is gonna be on there, all right? So, ole fale manaya. So if somebody says that, the O is a present tense marker, okay? It's called a tense marker, and it translates to it is. Okay, we're going to talk more about that, especially this on Thursday when we're talking about verbs and their tense markers. All right, the le translates to the. Fale is house, and then we have manaya, which means nice or beautiful or pretty or fine. Could mean a lot of different things along those lines, right? So, and for those of you that speak Spanish, it's the same thing in Samoan. We say the main verb, which is fale, we say that first, and then we say the adjective or the word that describes the noun after that. So ole fale manaya, right? So o noun tense marker. The limiter is le, which makes it a singular specific house. And then how do we describe the house or the fale? Manaya. That's our adjective, right? Now, let's do this quiz together. We'll go through this really fast. Airplanes. And I can't see anyone over here, so don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. But airplanes. How would we say that in Samoan? So the word for airplane is va'alele. So we're gonna put this in the Samoan subject phrase format, and the way to do that is, you can do it along at home. We're gonna go through this real fast. Airplanes. So it's multiple airplanes. We're talking about a specific set of airplanes. So I'm gonna say o va'alele. O va'alele. All right. So the airplanes. So that's how we would translate that. It is the planes. It is the airplanes. It all means the same thing. Okay. The boat. The boat. How would we say that? We're talking about a singular specific boat. The boat. All right. So that's going to be O. That's our O. Our limiter is going to be le. And we talked about limiters, right? We talked about a whole bunch of them. Le, se is like a. Le is the. Ni is some. We had lene, like this. Lena is that. There's a whole list of them. Again, that's all review. But the boat. So ole va'a, ole va'a, ole va'a. So the boat, the boat. Okay. This baby, this baby. So baby is Pepe. So o, and then the limiter was going to be this, right? We're talking about this singular specific baby. So remember that word is going to be lene, lene. There's other ways to say it as well, like lea, but so we're just going to stick with some basics in our beginner class. So olene pepe, olene pepe. All right. So hopefully this is kind of, you see the pattern here. The main thing is to get the pattern. If you get that, this the language is going to be easy. Just watch the patterns all through the course of this month when we're going through our classes. Some money. Remember the limiter for some is going to be ni, ni. That means some. So o ni tupe. Some money, some money. Okay, and then this one right here would be like the bonus one because we're adding the adjective, or how do we describe the class. So if we were just going to say, it is a class, it is a class. So o, and then we're just saying, we didn't say the class, we're saying it is a class. So it's like non-specific, so o se, and then the word for class is what? It's going to be vasenga, vasenga. And for your definitions, you can look them up on Google. You know, you can get you a book or, you know, online dictionary. You can get the words anywhere. But if you can master how to put these Samoan phrases together, you're doing that's going to help you out a whole lot, all right? So, o, se, and then vasenga. Oops, it's not right there. O, se, vasenga. So that means it is a class. But if we wanted to say it is an easy class, we just put the word faingofie. Faingofie means easy. So we just say, o se vasenga faingofie. Faingofie. All right? So hopefully you guys see the pattern. And that's pretty much what we covered in week 1. Again, just go back to that link, and the link is going to be right there, pacificapages.net/free class. The recordings are there, all right, if you need to brush up on that. All right. So now to some new stuff. I don't see any questions or anything like that, so I don't know if I did something wrong with the, I don't know if I did anything wrong because I can't see anything over here. But, all right, so when we connect phrases, so we can say, for example, this is a common one, and you can see what I'm talking about. If I were to say, I'll put my name right there. I'll say Viliamu. Viliamu, William, Viliamu. So if I say Olo'uingoa, that means my name is, right, Olo'uingoa. So if we were to just break it down like how we broke it down, you know, in our subject phrase format, it is my name. So this is one subject phrase, Olo'uingoa, right? The other subject phrase is going to be Oviliamu, is William, or is William. So my name is William. So just put your name in there. Just Olo'uingoa Oviliamu. Olo'uingoa Oviliamu, right? So all this is we have this subject phrase equals that subject phrase. So a good exercise to do, right, is just to put a whole bunch of different subject phrases together, and you would say this noun phrase equals that noun phrase. For example, if I were to say oa'u. Now, if we go over to our word key, we see that a'u means I, so oa'u. So I, let me go ahead and put the parentheses on it just to make it, give it some separation. So I, and then we have another subject phrase. So this says o se tangata aonga. So tangata aonga together means student. So tangata means person, or means person, and then aonga is school. So like a school person, a student. So a student. So I am a student. Oa'u o se tangata aunga. Okay, you see how we put that together? So this noun phrase equals that noun phrase. Oa'u o se tangata aunga, right? And then on this one we have olena teine. Again, there's other ways to say this. Well, there's other ways to phrase it. We're just going to keep it simple. So we have olena teine. So it is that girl. If, you know, all together it's going to be that girl, right? And then we have ose teine aulele. So teine is girl, just like in the first phrase, but aulele is pretty or beautiful. So you can imagine if we say if that girl equals is a pretty girl, is a pretty girl, is a beautiful girl, ole na teine ose teine aulele. All right. So practice that. Just put, create your noun phrases. Make this noun equal that noun. So olo uingoa o viliamu, oa'u o se tangata aunga, ole na teine o se teine aulele. All right. All we're doing is we're just connecting things that we learned from week 1. Okay. And okay, someone said, when do you use so? Like, oh, so what? Oh, okay. So so'u is like that is it's kind of different for what we're talking about here, but like so'u means that also means my, but then it's like in an introduction. So that's where in this class that's where we talked about it. So if somebody said, yeah, so walu, like, all right, yeah, I'm about to go. I'm gonna my go. So so'u is my, and then alu is go. All right. So I'll put something together for that just to make it make more sense. But that's really all it means. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go. So my go, or I'm gonna go. All right. So and then another way to connect noun phrases is the word ma. So you can look at it as like the word and, or like a comma, because in English, in the English language, we'll do like a comma, and we'll just keep going on and on. In Samoan, we just say ma. So if I say ole tama, right? So tama means boy, and then teine is girl, and then maile is dog. So if I say ole tama, male teine, mase maile. So these are all independent or separate noun phrases. So oletama, right? So the boy, and then we have letene, okay, the girl, and we have semaile, a dog. And we just connected them with the word ma, all right? And if you notice, we don't say oletama, ma oletene, ma osemaile. Once you say the o that first time, you don't have to keep saying it all for every single noun phrase. We just say oletama, maletene, masemaile. Okay, and it's the same for the rest of these. I'm not used to having half-hour classes, so I apologize if I'm moving too fast. Same thing for this. Oseuso, so we have oseuso, which is the brother, malona tuofafine, and his sister. So tuofafine is sister. And we'll get into the difference between like uso and tuofafine and tuongane. So don't get hung up on that right now. The main thing is just know that if you want to connect different phrases, that we just use the word ma. So oseuso, ma lona tuofafine, ma lona tina. So this is a brother and ma, so lona tuofafine, so his sister, malona tina, and his mother. A brother and his sister and his mother. Okay. And then this last one just says ola uta avale sama sama, so My yellow car, I'll just highlight it like that. My yellow car, and his or her blue car, ta'avale lanu moana, and your skateboard, my lao skateboard. Okay. Um, so the main thing here, just to pick up, is the concept. We have we're connecting noun phrases that you should be learning, like when you're identifying certain things, and we're connecting them with another noun phrase with the word ma. So right, so just you can keep it simple. Just with this one, you can just say like, my ole fanguvai. I don't know if you can see my soda bottle, my water bottle. Male kelfongi. Sorry, it's plugged into the charger, but the phone. Ole fanguvai male kelfongi. So we're using that word ma just to connect the noun phrases. All right, so we're right at half time. Okay, yeah, let's do this one real quick. So if I were to say my house and her car, my house and her car. If you guys feel like I'm going too fast, just let me know in the thing. I do see a comment in here, so that means I can see the comments. So if I'm going too fast, we can slow down, because I want you guys to get every single concept. Because if you get this part right here, then the rest of it is going to be easy, because pretty much the whole Samoan language kind of follows these concepts. So slow down, or we'll do the quiz, and then just let me know if you got any questions. So my house. If we were to say my house, that is going to be, so we already know that we're going to start with the O, right? My is lo'u, lo'u. Okay, so lo'u. And then a house right there, we have fale, okay? O lo'u fale. And then we have the word and, right? And then her car, her car. So remember our limiters again. So her, his, her, or its is going to be lona or lana. We're talking about a car, so it's going to be lana, A class. And we'll talk about A class and O class stuff. All right, so olo ufale ma lana ta'avale. Ta'avale. All right, I don't see any questions. All right, so ingoa. This one should be a little bit easier. If the first one would, you have problems with that. So just like you would say olo ingoa o viliamu, olo ingoa o fulutusi, or olo, whatever your name, you can fill it right there. This guy's name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. So if we were to say olo ingoa, and then you just put his John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Okay, Olo'ingo o JJ. And then the last one is my mother is a doctor. So this one is different. Remember, so we said my mother, and then we want to say, how do we say my mother? Right? O lo'u. And then mother is, look at our word key, is tina. Tina. Okay, with the Fatma Mafa over the A. Remember we talked about a Fatma Mafa. And then Olo'utina. And then we just want to connect the other one. So a doctor. So how will we say a doctor? O se fomai. O se fomai. Olo'utina. Olo'utina o se fomai. All right. So that's all it really is to it. So do those exercises. We only got 10 minutes. Let me go to the next one. So, oops. No wonder I messed that up. All right, so some common verbs. Now we're getting into verbs. The last week, and all the way up to now, we only talked about nouns, like identifying things that we see, right? But now we're going to give an action to the things that we see. So run, tamo'e, okay? To walk is savali. Talk, tautala. Ask, fesili. Ta'u, to tell. Talanoa, conversation is talanoa. To see, va'ai. Mafafau is to think. Fia and mana'o, and we'll have like a few minutes on fia mana'o and some exercises, is to want. That's something that people, they're always going to ask you for something, and sometimes you might want some stuff. So you're gonna want to ask these questions. So we have whole drills on that. To get is mawa, mawa. Use is aunga. To pray is tatalo, tato tatalo. Like you'll hear that at church all the time. To do or say is fai. Open is tatala, and tapuni is to close. Okay, so these are just some common verbs. There's a whole bunch of them. Again, you can look them up on Google. Look them up on a book, online dictionary. You can find them anywhere. The main thing is to learn the way that we put the phrases together. So to me, once I learned that, the language was easy. So learn how we put the phrases together. So we learn how to put the subject phrase, which is ole, olo uingoa, olo uingoa o viliamu. Just so that was just a subject phrase. Now we're talking about verb phrases. So now these are some real simple, phrases where you're giving an action to a subject. For example, we have tapuni. We already talked about that word. We just went over it. Tapuni means to close, or kapungi. Tapuni, kapungi, to close, right? And then the subject phrase. So we have a verb, and then we have a subject phrase. Our subject phrase is olefaitotoa, right? So that means it is the door, okay? It is the door. So close, and then we have it is the door. We have salapu, which is to be quiet, or it's an impolite way to say it means shut up. So salapu, shut up your mouth. Olonguku, olonguku. So shut up your mouth. Okay, and then we have manuia. Okay, and then oleaso, the day. So good, and then we have it is the day. We have intelligent or smart, and then we have it is the engineer. We have good, and then or nice, and then we have, or it could also be pretty because we're talking about a girl. So manaya, and then we have it is the girl, right? So the pattern here is that we have a verb or an action word, and then we have a subject phrase. Now, in Samoan, when we have the action that comes first, and then we have the subject that comes after, we don't have to say the o. The o, we don't have to say that. So we wouldn't say tapuni ole faitutoa, salapu olonguku, manuia oleaso. We don't have to say that because we'll get into that later on, but we're gonna drop the o and just say tapuni le faitutoa, salapu longuku or longuktu, manuia leaso, poto le inisnia, manaya le teine. Oh yeah, 7 minutes. Okay. So all this is we have our action. Let me go back up to this slide. We have our verb or the action, same thing. And then we have our subject. Okay. But since the subject comes after the verb, in these cases we don't say tapuni o le faitutoa. All we gotta do is just say tapuni le faitutoa. That's a big concept in Samoan. If you get that, that's great. So in terms of drills, something that will really lay this down for you is if you were to go get a bunch of action words or verbs, Samoan verbs. Again, get them from a book. You can make your own from go to Google Translate or whatever, or go to the free class link that we talked about earlier. Yeah, right here. And there's vocabulary. I know this looks like a whole bunch of stuff, so you just have to look through it. But there's vocabulary. There's noun vocabulary. There's verb vocabulary. There's adjectives. Just download those and just put them together, and you can make simple phrases like this: close the door. Tapuni le faitutoa. Tell it to your kids, or if you're a kid, you can tell it to, practice with someone else. Tapuni le fai toa. This one is rude, so don't say this one unless maybe your parent say that to you. Salapu longuku. Be quiet or shut up your mouth. Manuia leaso. Good day. Every time Joseph gets out the car every morning, I say, yeah, manuia leaso. Have a good day. Good day to you. Poto means smart or intelligent. And then who's smart or intelligent? Le inisinia, the engineer. The engineer is intelligent, is smart. Poto le inisinia. Manaya letene. Beautiful is the girl. The girl is beautiful. Manaya letene. All right. So that's the drill right there. Let me move a little quicker. Okay, and then the last thing that we want to learn today are the pronouns. This is very big, another big concept. Actually, everything in here is a big concept because since it's a very short class. We'll go through each one of these. So pronouns is a substitute for how you talk about a person. So instead of me saying Viliamu, I'll say A'u. Or A'u is, me or I, right? A'u. You is Oi. Oi. Him, her, or it is Oia. Oia. Okay? The both of us. Now we don't do this in English. But we do this in Samoan. We have dual pronouns. And we have other sets of dual pronouns. Today we're just going to focus on these right here. So these pronouns is going to be the both of us. Ita'ua. Ita'ua. Okay? Ita'ua. Oh, sorry. I see these over here. I'll come right back to that after this slide. Ita'ua. And then we have ima'ua. The difference between ta'ua and ma'ua is ta'ua is inclusive. Okay? There's only two people in the conversation. There's nobody being excluded. I'm talking to you. And I said this in several videos before, but you'll hear this in love songs because it's like one person talking to another person. It's usually a guy begging a woman like, Ita'ua, like, it's just been us. It's been us, the both of us. Two people in the conversation. Ma'ua is when you're excluding people from the action. For example, if I say, we are going to go, me and her are going to go to wherever. Or me and my brother are going to the store without you. Or if I'm talking to the speaker, I'll say, me and you are going to do something without them. So that's the difference between ta'ua and ma'ua. Ta'ua, nobody's excluded because there's only two people in the conversation. Ma'ua is going to be, somebody's excluded. Either they're excluded from what we're doing or you're excluded from what we're doing. Okay? Olua is you too, okay, the both of you. And then the both of them is going to be ila'ua, ila'ua, right? So, and then in Samoan, we also have three or more people. So itato is all of us, everybody, it's all of us. So, is at church, when they do the local, they say, tato to talo, all of us, everybody under my breath is going to pray. Nobody is excluded. But if we say mato means us without them or us without you. So mato, all right? And then oto is going to be y'all, you guys, three or more people. And then ilato is going to be them without I'm sorry, there's no exclusion there. It's just them, three or more people, all right? And a lot of times people will omit the E. Like ila'ua, itato, imato, ilato. Man, I didn't think. So here's the last thing. Great exercise to learn pronouns. Okay, it's oamai, oamai. So that just means like how are you? If I say how are you, so oamai oi. So most of us know that one, right? But you can practice every single one of these pronouns. I guess you would be talking to yourself if you say, or am I out? Like, how am I? How? Or someone else could say, and then you can, tell them, yeah, you're pretty bad or you're pretty good. Or am I? Or am I oi? Or am I oia? How is he? How is she? How is it? Or am I itaua? Or am I imaua? one thing, like if you're calling somebody and you ask how are they, how are y'all, how are you guys doing? I do that every single day when I call my family out on the West Coast. I say Oamaoko, like how are y'all, how are you guys doing? Oamaoko. All right, so this is a good phrase to practice. Please practice this. I know we're at time right now. I got to get off. I'm going to look at these questions right here. When do you so? Okay, you said that one. Okay, I know my dad is saying when he said salapu. Yep, salapu means if somebody says salapu duck, that's the first thing you need to do. I'm part Samoan, part black. I appreciate five tai lava. I know salapu. Right, right. All right. Yep. Right. Okay. 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 Yep, Manuel Po. Oh, all right, guys. I gotta go just like you guys gotta go too. So Manuel Po, Alofatu. I'll see you guys on Thursday. If I'm going too fast, just let me know. I'll slow it down. We'll work something out. But I really appreciate it. I love logging on here with you guys and Faftai Lava, Manuel Po, Manuel Aso for you guys out in Australia and New Zealand. Fa so fua.